we can start.
Yes.
I will continue to admit people when they join. So we'll welcome Arunji and all of you to today's program on human values and culture. We are happy to announce that we are continuing a second session today. We got very enthusiastic responses from our members and public. It shows that people are interested in this non-commercial, culturally based discussion. So we will be continuing this session every 2 weeks. So next session will be on Sunday, 28th of February. So please keep this date on your agenda. So KALACHARAM is a learning center for languages and fine arts. We are working with Geneva, local Geneva Canton and also Swiss Confederation to promote Tamil, Hindi languages. Also, we teach English and French. We have fine arts like Mridangam, vocal, yoga, and Bollywood dance. So if we have KALACHARAM has plenty of plans for this year. So please join as a member. And if you need any information, please don't hesitate to contact me at kalacharamch@gmail.com. So today is a special day, Valentine's Day. So on this special day, we would like to see you virtually at least. So please kindly request everyone to come on video, on camera, and keep your mics on mute so that we can see each other at least virtually today. So now I over to Arunji. Thank you.
Okay, so I say a big thank you to everyone for having joined. We already have 27 participants. I'm sure a few more will be joining, many more will be joining. That's what they had said. So welcome to everybody. I'm very happy to be able to share my thoughts today. So to start with, let me all to wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day. And also I start with a question. Do not feel embarrassed about it, but how many of you has told his or her partner, I love you? Have you, or if not your partner, at least your child, your children, or a friend? Because love today, as you know, human values, as we discussed last week, the 5 human values with, truth, non-violence, peace, righteousness, and above all, love. So today being the Valentine's Day, I thought it would be perfect to talk really about human values, but emphasize on love. So, let me start with a joke. There was a group of people who said they wanted to improve their relationships with their spouse. So they all went to a class, and then the teacher said, okay, send a message to your spouse or husband or wife saying, I love you, and send a text message. And they all got funny replies. One husband says, how much money do you want? The second one says, have you crashed your car? The third one says, are you all right? What's wrong with you? The fourth one says, is there a problem? So, okay, joke, but let's take it one step further. Why did they all react in this way? It's because we never or rarely say, I love you. We are either too shy or we are caught up with our own things and in our own lives. And sometimes we are feeling a little bit shy to tell our partners or our friends or our children, I love you. So do that, especially today. If you don't do it on a regular basis, at least today. And unfortunately, life is very short. And you realize suddenly when the person is no more that I wish I would have said at least a few times, I love you, and shown my love. We show our loves in many ways. So um, that is action number one that everybody should take without feeling shy or without any a kind of feeling any hang-ups or anything, but just express yourself. Um, what is our true nature? What is our true nature? Our true nature is love. Our hearts are filled with love. And how do we get that love? When we are born, we are taught love by our parents. And the parents pour a lot of love, and we learn to love. And that is our true nature. So let me give you an example. If you're walking on the street and suddenly you see a child who is laughing, will you stop and say, hey, why are you laughing? No. But if you're walking along the street and you see a child crying, your heart will immediately melt, and if you don't have the courage, you'll at least go and say, why are you crying? If you have the courage, you'll go and say, why are you crying? If you don't have the courage, you will inwardly pray that the child feels better soon. If you're in a supermarket and you see a mother pushing a trolley with a child and the child is laughing, you don't pay attention because that is the true nature of that child. But if you see a child crying, immediately you will turn towards the child and you'll wonder, I wonder what's wrong. Why is the child crying? Because that is the, not the true nature of the child. The child should be happy and smiling. And that applies to all human beings. We should all be happy and smiling. We should all be filled with love. And we should make an effort to, to make sure that we are all looking at from that love's perspective. So let me give you another little story. The story of there was a saint, a sadhu. Those guys who wear orange clothes, who renounced life. He's walking to the river, and he sees a scorpion inside the water, and then he says, "Oh dear, oh the poor scorpion. The scorpion will die. Let me take the scorpion out of the water." And he takes the scorpion out of the water. The scorpion bites him, and the man just opens his hand, and the scorpion falls directly back into the water. The sadhu, the saint, he picks up the scorpion a second time gets a bite, drops the scorpion in the water again. A third time he does, and third time also the scorpion bites, and then he says, okay, I have to be quick. So he takes the scorpion and throws the scorpion out of the water, and then suddenly the scorpion is saved. And there was a man observing all this, and he said, listen, are you mad? The saint says, no, I'm not mad. He says, look, the scorpion bit you 3 times or 4 times. Why did you try and save him? Because the scorpion is going to bite anyway. And the saint replies, biting is the nature of the scorpion. My nature is love. So I show as per my nature. So I'm saving my love. I'm giving my love to the scorpion, and the scorpion is doing as per his nature. So that makes us realize that what is our true nature? Our true nature is just love, and we have to show this love. We have to feel. We have to feel. We have to start by feeling that love within us. And this is something like, as I had mentioned last time, like walking. When you were born, you could not walk. and then slowly you learn to walk. So same thing, feeling that love in your heart, it might not come immediately. For some, it's very easy. For some, it's difficult because whatever past experiences and past bad experiences that we might have had, and sometimes some people become bitter. But then at the end of the day, what we should remember that it's our life. If I keep on a grudge against somebody, that person is never going to realize. I'd mentioned that last time. He or she is never going to realize that I'm angry at that person. Why bottle up that anger within me? It's so much easier just to love. So we should, as far as love is concerned, we should apply the selfish method. We should keep in mind that if I love everyone, then I'm happy. It's so much of an effort to hate somebody. It's so much easy to love. Try, give it a shot. You know, it's quite often, we come across situations where somebody will come and harass you, somebody will come and trouble you. So let me share another story. There is a dirty pig who is in the mud and playing, and an elephant passes nearby, and the pig starts insulting the elephant and saying all kinds of nasty things. What does the elephant do? The elephant can easily just put one leg and the pig would get crushed. But the elephant does not do anything. Elephant just walks away quietly. And then somebody asks the elephant, why that pig was insulting you and saying all bad things about you. Why did you not crush it? And the elephant says, well, the pig is dirty. I'm clean. I don't want to become dirty. So that teaches us quite a lot of things. Should we not practice the same thing? If somebody does something bad to us, should we go and hit back? Or should we just say, no, I will maintain myself the way I am. I am love. I have love in my heart. If the person wants to do this, the person wants to treat you badly, the person wants to insult you, so be it. Let the person do what he wants. I will continue my true nature, and my true nature is love. And I would like everyone to make an effort, to realize this love within. And I know once in a while we feel that love, but we should all make an effort to do this continuously. You see, we can compare ourselves to the sun. The sun is always shining. The sun is always giving light. Well, once in a while we see clouds passing, but when the clouds pass, what does the sun do? Does the sun stop shining, saying, "Ah, no, I'm getting disturbed"? No, the sun just continues shining and smiling. We should be somewhat like that. We should continue our effort to be loved, because at the end of the day, it's that love within us that makes us happy. And as I said earlier, it's so much difficult to hate somebody. It's so much difficult to fight with somebody. You have to come up with all kinds of answers, all kinds of retorts that I must do this, I must do that, I must do that. But if you just say, just love, there's no reason for love, no season for love. So that is something that we constantly have to keep that in mind. You know, uh, we need we we need to be, in order to be, let's say, self-sufficient, in order to continue our life, we need to have money. Yes, riches are necessary, but not to the point of being unreasonable, and you know we become so much engrossed in making money that we forget our true nature. And we forget that working to earn money is one thing, and then going through any means, hating, stepping over people, killing people to get ahead, that at the end of the day is not very satisfying. And it's at the end of the day, it's just you and your mind. When you go to sleep, you are alone with your thoughts. And when you're born alone. When you die, you're going to die alone. So if we keep all those things in our mind constantly, then this world will become such a beautiful place. And as I mentioned, remember the story of last time, whatever little effort we make, it's going to help. It's going to make a big difference, slowly but surely. So every little thing counts. Every little effort that we put in counts. And so we work for ourselves, for our own happiness and our own love. And what will happen is this, that, as I said, the sun keeps on shining without worrying about anything else. And what happens? There is sunlight. Here today, it was so nice and sunny, and we said, ah, lovely weather, very nice sunshine, very nice sunshine. Everybody was saying that. And so the sun keeps on shining. Same thing, if we just work on ourselves and fill our heart with love, it'll definitely spread. It'll go through to everybody, and everybody will feel that love, that this person, and you'll not be able to explain, because sometimes you go to a spiritual person, you're with that person, and you can feel that happiness, you can feel that peace radiated by that person. So when you fill your heart with love, you will start radiating that love. So now we talked about love, okay, and we started by saying, Happy Valentine's Day, and then whether you have said I love you to anyone. So now a deeper question: do you love yourself? Not in an egoistic way, but love yourself, the self, the spirit in you, the soul in you. Do you love yourself? If you love yourself, when you look at the mirror, do you smile at the mirror? No, don't feel that it's crazy, but smile at the mirror. Smile and feel happy at your own reflection. Because after all, this body carries your soul within you. So you, whatever form, you're beautiful. There is nothing else. You can't say that, okay, I don't like this body. I'll take my soul elsewhere and I'll put that soul into something else. No. You were born with this form, with this body. So be happy. And every day, at least once a day, this once a day, when you look at the mirror, smile. Smile at yourself. Smile at your reflection. And if it's difficult, okay, don't say it, but at least look at the image and say, oh, the person I see in the mirror has got a lot of love, filled with love. So try this experiment. And if you have the courage, not easy, say, I love you to the image in the mirror. Everybody should give it a try. Everyone. And you'll see slowly, things will improve within yourself. And here again, we are not talking about I as the ego, but I as that body that carries the soul. And you love that and fill yourself with love. And then you start radiating that love to everybody. So do that. And that reminds me of Nelson Mandela. I remember Nelson Mandela he was put in jail. And when he came out, um, he invited his jailer. His jailer had treated him very, very badly. And what did he do? He became, Nelson Mandela became the president. And what did he do? You know, if somebody else would have said, I'm going to condemn that jailer. He treated me very bad. Now is my chance to get even. And now my chance to punish him. But as I said, making this hatred thing is so difficult, so complicated. It's so much easier to just forgive. So Nelson Mandela simply forgave his jailer and said, okay, come, let's have a meal together. And the jailer said, oh, are you not going to punish me? And the guy says, no, you did what you had to do. I do what I have to do. So again, we come back to our true nature. Our true nature is love. So show that love. Don't worry if the other person doesn't show that love. That's not your job at the end of the day. You know, I mean, like my job is to do my job. You know, for instance, if my job is to make coffee, I go on making coffee. And the other person is good at making coffee, bad at making coffee, whatever, doesn't matter. Let that person continue doing what he or she is supposed to do, because each of us comes with a purpose in life. Many of us, we don't know what our purpose in life is. So instead of going through the hassle of trying, well, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? No, the answer is simple. I'm here with love, and my purpose on earth is to spread love. It doesn't mean that you go on and stand on a podium and start shouting, I love you, I love you, I love you. You could do that, but then you might run into problems because somebody says, oh, this person is totally mad. So we don't want you to do that, but at least in your mind, just spread love. Remember last month when we talked, I asked everybody to make an experiment uh, by, I said, if your spouse, which husband or wife, or your boss or your colleague is unhappy or not behaving in a nice way, just say quietly, with love coming out of your heart, just say love, 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 and give that love, and you will see you'll be able to transform. And I'd even said that when you're driving on the highway, the auto road, and there's a car in front of you, you're in a hurry and the car is not giving you place to leave. Again, if you honk or you flash lights, the guy will get annoyed and will even not move. But just say in your mind, love, love, love. What will happen is that you will start feeling love. You'll start feeling less annoyed. The driver in front of you and the driver in front of you will immediately start feeling good and will simply move out, and you will continue your journey. And I said, try it. Everybody should try it. So again, try for sending, well, to start with, I said everybody should try saying I love you to your family, spouse, friends. Second, I love you to the person you see in the mirror. And then the third is, I repeat from last week, spreading love to people whom you feel are unhappy. So I also work on that basis that sometimes if I'm in a, let's say, supermarket, now much less because of the pandemic, but if I'm there and if I see a child is crying, or even if I feel that somebody looks unhappy, well, according to me, then I just simply say in my mind, love, 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 love. How much does it cost? Nothing. It doesn't cost anything to just spread love. So the best things in life are free. So spreading love doesn't cost much. So you just spread love from your heart and you just say love, 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 love. I will. Um, I would like to also mention something. This is in our scriptures. You know, at times we feel we are competing. Now, that does not mean that when you're at work, if there is competition, you do not compete. You continue. You continue your life in a normal way, but applying human values in everything. If there is competition, it's much easier and much nicer if you put in the effort yourself instead of bringing down somebody. Because sometimes, you know, you're both at the same level, and some people will work hard to go up, other people will push the person down in order to feel they do not go up, but they remain like that. So we must be wary about that. We must make sure that we don't do that, trying to push somebody down so that you feel upward, be it just in expressions or in any competition or in any circumstances. If you want to get ahead in life, then you put in that effort to become, to rise. And I would say the highest, the easiest is to do it with love. Initially it might not appear that you're winning, but in the long run you'll realize and you'll feel happy that, okay, I did what I did what seemed to be right, and I still won. I got ahead in life, and I have what I have, but all honestly earned. I did not harm anyone, and I feel happy with myself. And this helps when our last moments are with us and everything comes in our mind. And that's the time when you start questioning. And then the thought would come that, why did I do all those bad deeds? So, you know, the moment you become aware, the better it is. So, you know, and quite often people will work to bring down other people. Why? Because they want the glory for themselves. But at the moment, you know, when you think about it, when you were in school, your teacher was impressed, but then with whatever you did, but often you don't even remember who your teacher was, or you wanted to impress some of your schoolmates, but you don't even remember who your schoolmates were or what they said. At that time, it might have felt happy. Further on, you know, in the office, you change jobs, but whatever, in one of the jobs you get admiration, fine, but at the end of the day, what you are trying to do is you're trying to get that love from people. At this point, I would just like to share, if I may, a story from the scriptures. Okay, we here, our point is not to discuss anything religion, but we're not discussing religion, but I would just like to state a fact. You know, when the war was going to take place, the Great War, and the two cousins, they go to Krishna to ask for help. And what does Duryodhana ask for? He says, I want the army. And then Arjuna says, I want Krishna. So you, at anything that you do, you try and see, what do I want? Do I want that Krishna, the eternal happiness? Or do I want the glory? Do I want people to say, bravo? We all are happy when people say bravo to you. We're all happy when it boosts our ego. But we have to work more on making sure that whatever divine form is up there, we that divine form is within our heart. And we have to feel happy that I'm doing the right thing. We were talking about love. You Have you ever come across somebody who shouts in love? No, you only shout when you are angry. When you are angry, you have to really shout and scream to be heard. But when you are in love, when you're with a loud person, you will whisper all the nice things, all the quiet things. So, how much easier it is for yourself when you just have to talk softly and talk with love. So, these are the things that I have tried, and I find that it's so much nicer, so much easier. So, we have been talking about that. So as Damayanti had said, if anybody has a question, you can either uh, put the question in the chat, but I'll continue for a little while and then we'll look to see if anyone has a question, then you can ask the questions. So we had talked even last time. Now, somebody had asked a question last time, um, I think it was Mukundan, that whether this change came about me overnight, or what event took place within me or in my life and that changed me. So that is something that was difficult, and I had to really give it quite a thought, and then came up on this thing that it's not something that it happens and immediately, as we say in Hindi, sannyas, take wear orange clothes and leave society. But it is a slow process, slow, gradual process, because every day is a new day, and every day is every event, everything is a learning process. Whoever you meet, you have to see what can I learn from this person. From a good person, you learn the good things. From a bad person, you say, this is bad, and I must not be bad. And I always tell the children that when you're watching a movie, analyze the movie and say, okay, here this action was good, and I must do like that, do good things. And then there's always a villain in most films, and say, okay, that person was bad, and I must make sure that I'm not like that. Even that one is a teacher. So each one is a guru. A guru is a teacher, Sanskrit word for teacher. So each one is a teacher. So you learn from everyone. So here the idea is not to condemn anyone, but to better yourself. So at some point, take a moment and ask yourself, have I improved myself? How was I 10 years ago? How was I 5 years ago? How was I 1 year ago? Has there been any improvement? Have I changed? Has have my habits changed? Have my thoughts changed? Have my behavior towards the others in my family, in my friend circle, or at work, has anything changed? Or have I remained the same? So here we are talking about our own human personality, our own heart. We're not talking about has my bank balance increased? I had X amount of money and 5 years ago, and now I have this much. Yes, I have progressed. No, no, you have not progressed. So you have to see if you have progressed within, because at the end of the day, we are uh, going to meet our maker, as they say, going to meet God one day. And the only way we'll meet is when we are pure within. When we heart is filled with love, it's so much easier to be with people and to merge with people, to merge with nature. It's so much easier. Why do we find flowers beautiful? Because the flowers are showing their love, and we enjoy all that is love. So why not make a flower out of our heart and feel that love flowing within? And this is why, we say, There's a Sanskrit word called satsang. Sat means the truth, and sang means company. So good company. We emphasize on good company. Now, all of us, we are in good company. We are like-minded people. But if we find that there are people who are disturbing our thoughts and making us unstable, what do we do? Do we start becoming like them? Do we start fighting with them? No. What we do is we make an effort to send love to that person. Again, as I said, love, 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 love. And that is where I feel that my duty ends, because I'm not here to change that person. I'm here to change only myself. I don't know if you all remember that story where this guy is, the king is there, and the king's health is not very good. And a saint comes to him and says, oh, look, you have to see only green things. And so what does he do? He starts painting the whole town. He was the king. So he says, paint the whole town green, and plant green trees all around me, and all my people here, you only wear green clothes. And, uh, the painters were busy painting everything green. And then the saint again passes and asks the king, oh, what's happening? And the king says, yes, you see, all my courtiers, everyone in the country, they're all wearing green clothes. And now the walls and the roads and everything is being painted green. The saint says, why don't you wear green glasses? And you'll see everything green. So if we look at life with love in our hearts, then everything will be lovely. So who is benefiting at the end of the day? I'm benefiting because I have the green glasses, or I have my heart filled with love. So I look at everything with love. And so I'm benefiting. It's good for my health. It's good for everything. So I come back to being in the company of the good. We choose friends with whom we feel happy, and we are happy with doing things with them and feeling that love. And that, at the end of the day, is important to us. So again, I know I've said quite a lot of things. Um, so to recap, because then, and I'll stop in a couple of minutes so that we get a chance to answer people's questions. But so again, to recap, say I love you, especially on Valentine's Day today, to your family, to your spouse, to your children, to your friends. One. Number two, uh, look into the mirror, smile, and say, I love you. Okay. Three, try and send love to people, and that should be a constant practice. People whom you find unhappy, and you can do this from distance as well. Like for instance, sometimes like where there was an earthquake in Japan, and we feel very unhappy. Can we do anything? Okay, apart from maybe sending money, but then you don't know whether the money would reach there. You don't know what is required. There's war in several places. What do you do? How do you help? Just send love, and they will gain strength to overcome their problems. So do that. Make an effort on every day. Um, thank you, Sai. Sai is there. He's just sent me a beautiful thing. He says, start the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love, and spend the day with love. That is very beautiful. Thank you for reminding me that. Yes, so we should keep this, like our daily mantra. It's just like breathing, absolutely start the day with love. So when you wake up in the morning, if you do this again, like walking, repeat, 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 and then it sticks in mind. So you start the day with love. So remember, start the day with love. So instead of waking up, okay, whatever, you did not sleep well, you feel a bit grouchy, but no, 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 I have to start the day with love. So you start the day with love. So you're brushing your teeth, look in the mirror and say, I love you, and you brush your teeth. Even if it looks silly, so what? You're alone in the bathroom, smile and say, I love you, and then do that. And then so your day starts with love. And then that way you spend the day with whoever you meet, you just, if you don't say it, spend a, spread that love and see how beautiful it becomes. Just I know I should stop now, but it just a story just came to my mind. Um, there was this Midas. Midas is it's a Greek story, and Midas, an angel gives him that possibility that whatever he touches will become gold. And so, he's so happy that he's got all this, and so he wakes up suddenly, in the morning he wakes up and everything is so heavy on him, and he realizes that his bedclothes had become all love, all filled with they're made of gold. And so he's all happy. He says, oh yes, now I can make everything gold. So he comes down the steps and he touches everything, and everything turns to gold, table and everything. And then, okay, fine, it ends up badly when his daughter comes whom he loves very much, and he touches the daughter and the daughter becomes gold. And that's when he realizes that no, gold is no good. So I would like to change the story slightly, that why don't you do that? Start the day with love. So he said, okay, now tomorrow morning when I get up, I will become like Midas, that whatever I do, wherever I go, I will just spread love and bring about smiles everywhere. And there it'll always end up well, because even if you hug your child with love, the child will be infused with love. So I will stop here, and we'll take questions if you have, but let me just quickly go through that. Okay. Um, Damayanti is saying, um, welcome. You can contact us at kalacharamch@gmail.com. And then she says, if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat, and I'll get back to you. And Sai reminded me that start the day with love, fill the day with love, spend the day with love, end the day with love. That is the way to God. And Marco is our friend from Italy. He says, Swami says, you're all members of the same family, bound by religion of love. So the highest of religion is love. Thank you, Vinit. Vinit Shah um, is a fantastic friend. Is an orthopedic surgeon in the US. So happy, Vinit, you're joining. And Mukundan is saying, Arunji, such a powerful message and thought-provoking session. Life becomes beautiful with love. And such beautiful message from Sai and Marco reminds me of below quote, love and compassion are necessities. I will repeat that. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. And Pashupati says, when we talk to ourselves in the mirror, we often wonder if this is normal, because we cannot know if others are doing it or not. Yes, you're right, Pashupati, but who cares? Who cares? I when my bathroom door is locked, nobody knows what I'm doing. So even if I smile and if I do all the crazy stuff, doesn't matter. What is important is I feel that love. I feel happy, and I think that is important. Vijay Bhai is saying, very proud of you, my brother. Love you lots. May Baba bless you. Enjoyed the session on love. Thank you, Vijay Bhai from the US. So questions, if you have questions, and please ask directly here. You can, I think you can unmute your mic and then. and don't feel shy. The answer will be given with love. So my sister is joined from Tanzania. Dipti is saying, very proud of you, my brother. Love you, Lords. May Baba bless you. Enjoy the session of love. And Vinisha says, so nice to be part of this great talk. It's so true that sometimes love starts with yourself and then we can spread it to others. It is a slow process to make change. I've been trying for years and I've realized it is a slow process. So Vinit is an orthopedic surgeon, and so he does lots of complicated surgeries. And as you can imagine, being in the US, it's even more stressful because US has got more lawyers than anywhere else. So I don't know, I'm just making it up. But, so, and he puts all the effort at the feet of God, and then he does the operations, and he does it with so much love, and his operations are always successful. So it is a very slow process. Yes, it's not like, okay, it's not like a switch. You switch it on and then it remains. No, unfortunately, it is like walking. When you walk, you can fall and you have to raise yourself again and again and again. Vinit, beautiful. He says, God does the surgeries and my hands move. It's a blessing to do this job. Vijay Bhai, who is also joined from the US, Vijay Bhai is also a doctor, so he does a lot of good as well, helping people. It must be challenging during this time. But again, as I said, this is not something that happens overnight. It is a difficult process, because we are all how shall we say, subject to external forces. So uh, it becomes, look at yourself as gold. You're raw gold, and the goldsmith goes on tapping until you become a beautiful ornament. So this is what you are. You are becoming an ornament. So become aware that you are an ornament, but ornament of love. Thank you, Hema. Hema is saying, it's a pleasure to listen to such an excellent talk, Arun Bhaiya. Thank you, Hema. So, as I
Arun, I
said,
have a comment.
yeah, sure, Vijay Bhai.
Yeah. I think what happens, that really, I agree with you that we are full of love, but when we meet anybody, the first thing we do is that we judge people. And that creates a more problem, that we should not be, jumping to judge anybody, because we don't know enough about those people, that there's no reason to judge people, and they create problems, and actually it hurts us more than anybody else. So we should just, really start loving people and be nice to them. And who knows, they may turn out to be the best people in the world. I can give you the example, that I called you from United States, didn't you know anybody? And immediately you returned my call, and we became friends, When we came to Geneva, we had the best time, with you and your family. And I tell you, we kept up with it, And that's the best example I can give right now, that it was so beautiful. And this morning, I just, wrote to you because yesterday we were watching Chinese program, and I saw the hall, which really looked like almost your hall, in Geneva. So I wrote to you and you wrote me back. And here we are connected again with Zoom.
Yes, that's that divine feeling. Yes, it is true. And yes, our biggest problem is this, that now here we are talking about our ego. So I feel that this is my level. So anybody who meets that level is good. Anybody below that, and I'm judging, you are bad because you are that low, and I will not do what you are doing. And at that point, you forget that, hey, this guy, you think he's below you, but actually he's come to teach you. Okay, so don't feel that he's below you. Just look at it this way, that he's here to teach you. And so if each person, each individual, this is my experience, if each individual you take as your guru, as your teacher, then that question of judgment does not arise because you're not judging. You might have some good teachers, you might have some bad teachers, but they are here to teach you. So at that point, you stop yourself and say, what am I learning? Because at the end of the day, it's just me and me. Not talking in an egoistic way, but me. What am I learning? How am I improving myself? And I find that that is the most important. And that helps you guide to be a more loving person. Am I improving? And then first I improve myself. And then while in the process, you help others improve and walk along that same path.
Sairam, I just have one thing, can I
Yes.
say?
Sure.
Yeah, I just thoroughly enjoying your talk, and just want to say that love brings harmony in us and around us. So it's so important that love is something which is so beyond. Once we have love around us and in us, it already automatically spread everywhere, and everybody feel the love. The whole atmosphere changes, and it's in your hand. It's in your totally in your hand, that when we have harmony and love in us, we can spread that around us, and we experience, and people around us also experience. So love really is very, very powerful, very, very powerful. We are very, very blessed that Swami came in our life and taught us how to love all and serve all. Sairam.
Okay, that's very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that thought. But also, I would like to share one little thing. We talked about, or I talked about this scorpion, and the scorpion, that's his nature to bite. Okay, so the scorpion bites, and yet, what does that sadhu, that fakir, the saint, what does he do? Does he get back, or does he say, forget it, I'm not going to do anything? I'm trying to save you. Listen, I'm trying to save you, and you're biting my hand. How can you bite the hand that feeds you? How can you bite me? I'm trying to save you. It takes a lot of effort to put your hand in again and again get bitten, and again you go out and you try and save, and finally you save. And then when you save and said, now I am going to crush you with my foot. The scorpion is so small. I'm going to crush you with my foot because you bit me 3 times. Do we do that? Do we do that? No. We keep the lotus keeps its beauty. It grows in very dirty, smelly water. But this is why we have a lot of, emphasis on lotus. Does the lotus pick out all from its surroundings? No, it just takes what is best and keeps its own beauty. We should do that. We should learn from the lotus and keep this beauty. And so what? So what if somebody bites you? So what if somebody insults you? It's only your ego that is hurt. Just let go. Let go. And you'll feel so happy. You'll feel so beautiful. So any more comments,
Yeah,
any questions?
Yeah, I just want to follow up on your last statement. What is the limit that we can live it? We live it in this current world. How we can manage that? We can leave that person to put myself down, or it's so. How can I manage that? Sometimes it's difficult, that situation.
Yeah. So again, I will share another experience. Quite often, we have this pent up anger for no reason. Sometimes we have this anger, or sometimes, okay, I mentioned about being good, being all full of love, but then sometimes some people have got this ability to kind of needle you, and we might react immediately. So one thing I try and practice is that I never retort back. I always kind of calm myself and not respond. And then what happens is that if that anger builds up, and this was what was told to me by my doctor, a medical doctor in Geneva, and he said that we have pent up emotions. We bottle our emotions very much, happiness, anger, and all that. And he said, for instance, if your boss shouts at you, you cannot shout back at your boss, and you know that you're innocent, and yet he shouts at you. So what do? Do you shout back? And if you shout back, you're out of your job. So he says, what you do is that at that time, you can swallow your anger and then go. And if you're driving, you can shout and scream and get that anger out of you. And, or he says, if you would like, you can go to a forest and you can shout and scream where no one can hear you and release that pent up anger. And then next day, you go to your boss, because maybe the boss also had a problem. Maybe the boss fought with somebody else and unfortunately took it out on you. And this happens quite often, that somebody had a problem elsewhere and you just happen to come at that point and you are a brunt of their anger. And they take it out, and if you just hit back, what happens is that problem becomes aggravated. But if you don't hit back, and that is the most crucial and difficult part, is not to hit back immediately and not try and put yourself down, but accept. And if you find that that person is insulting or saying not so nice things, magic words in your mind, love, 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 and transform that. So rise above love. So the English expression is very bad, saying, oh, I've fallen in love. No, you've not fallen in love. You've risen in love. So rise in love. So when you have a problem, rise above the problem. Vinit is saying, I just read something that when someone makes a comment, it's up to us to take it as a feedback or criticism. It's our decision as to how we take the comment. Yes, Vinit, that's very right. So Damayanti, that also answers your question. So
Arun?
I have, yes, sorry.
Arun?
Yes.
This is Marco speaking.
Marco.
May I say something?
Yes.
Arun, I am Marco from Italy. Salam, everyone. Arun, thank you for inviting me. Your talk is very uplifting. And my thought is this: we are now experiencing in the world many tribulations, difficulties, and sorrows. And we are full of anxiety and worries. And Swami says that, in fact, however, there is none of that. Everywhere he says there is bliss, but it is not very easy to see all this around us. It takes a lot of faith, in my opinion. But we have to succeed, because Baba guides us in every moment of our lives with love. This is our path now. And I think that every moment of our lives, we have just to plunge in love to understand it. Because the sorrows in the world now is very tough. And it's very difficult to see, as Swami says, that in everywhere there is bliss. Sairam.
Okay, so we have run out of time. If you have any questions, just send an email to Damayanti. Damayanti, would you like to take over?
Yes, please. You can send the email to kalacharamch@gmail.com. I just put that in the comment, in the chat. I think over to Paspati sir now.
Okay, thank you all for coming and witnessing a very great evening. This is something really mind-refreshing talk by Arunji. Thank you very much, Arunji. And in this event, we are going to have a chain of other, as Arunji mentioned, we have the other core values, which he's going to give in subsequent weeks. That is subsequent fortnight. Every fortnight, we are going to have this talk. And I'd like to ask Arunji, what is his plan for next week, next session?
Let us talk about truth, because truth is very important. We can have truth, two kinds of truth. There is the absolute truth and relational truth. So let us talk about truth next week.
Wow, that's a good, interesting topic. Thanks once again for coming. Anybody is interested, as Tamindi Madam has invited, please join us in Kalacharam. We'll have a lot of interesting plans forthcoming as event. Okay, thank you very much.
So
Yes,
Vineet is saying, I hope. Thank you. Somebody on Lenovo is saying for the good talk. But Vineet is asking, can the sessions be recorded, as it is hard with time difference? So I think Damayanti has recorded.
yeah, we are doing the recording. Yeah, we can share it upon request to Tamindi.
Yeah, so if you send it to me, then I will pass it on to some of the people who asked me.
Yeah.
So we need sure we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
thank you very much. Thank you very much, all of you.
Bye. Very much.
So the next session will be on the 28th of February in 2 weeks of time.
Yeah, Sunday 28th, so in 2 weeks time.
Yeah.
It's good to see Harshaben. Harshaben.
Oh, Arun, Jai Saira.
Jai Sainam.
Oh, Chavitar talk Sambhavani. Really proud of you.
Thank you.
Chalo, next after 2 weeks or Pacha Morsu.
2 weeks, yeah, Pacha
Keep it up.
Thank you.
Sai Ram.
Okay, Sai Ram. Sai Ram so much.
Thank you all. Thank you.